Hey Leaves, I hope y'all are well. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. This is the ocean, the queen, the fault line, the kiss, Anima Mundi, the thread, the animal, the vow, and the hunter. Leaves. I love y'all so much. Okay. The fault line and Anima Mundi. I feel like this is the idea that you're really starting, I mean, Anima Mundi is in all things be all things, right? It's like the domino effect of life. If this occurs in this sector of life, it might be all the way over here, but somehow it knocked the dominoes and it touched it all the way over there. And I think that you are starting to understand that I mean, I want to say that, well, yes, things can be very black and white. And sometimes I think that Libras will rely on a black and white mentality because it helps them to make a more, like, a more just decisions, right? And it's like, but if you think about, the rhetoric of like legal terminology, right? They write it in a way so that people don't understand it, so that nobody can argue with it. And I feel like you were trying to write things in a way, like like draw them out in a way that was going to prevent people from questioning what you were doing. And so somehow that comes around and bites you in the ass. Like it comes full circle on you. And you're understanding why. Because, God, wasn't it like in some of your reads, there was this idea of accountability? Like ultimately, like we are all accountable for ourselves, like every single person. So you can sit around and you can point the finger at and be like, well, it's their fault because they did all of this, and it's their fault because they did this, and it's their fault, but it's like, okay, but like you have a place in this. And I feel like you're starting to finally understand your place in how it all plays out full circle, right? Because energy is not just a moment in time. Like it's something that occurs over time and culminates maybe at a point in time, but that's not like how it works. And I feel like you guys are starting to understand that a little bit. And maybe, like coming into a higher level of balance. And I feel like you guys have somebody in your life, or maybe multiple people in your life who are just helping you to really understand that, because sometimes you just need, like, I can't stand yes men. You know what I mean? Like, if you are a yes man, then I like, the chances are I'm not gonna fuck with you, because an immediate agreement with other people is a complete lack of diversity, and diversity creates balance. And I feel like there's an idea here, Leaves, of you understanding that when you don't allow for things to exist in their entirety, when you black or white things, then it falls apart. Whether that's like somebody who loves you and is your friend, and you say, well, I can only be your friend if you're going to date me, but like, if you date me, then you have to deal with, like X, Y, and Z. And it's just kind of like, well, no, I just want to love you and be your friend. I mean, like, and then shutting yourself out from love, and then being upset with people for not, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's a whole lot of that. But like, not just in love, say it's like in work, and you're like, this is exactly how it should be done. And then all of your coworkers have these really great ideas, and you're so adamant that it's a black or white way of being done, that you miss out on development because you exclude. some of my Libras have been experiencing a lot of like loss of employees, you know. Take it how it resonates. Sorry. But anyways, I feel like you're moving past that. And you are coming into a place of balance. I feel like there's somebody who's influencing you, and obviously these are gender neutral, take it how it resonates. But you know, the Queen is the idea of influence and pointing the head in the direction that it needs to go. And I feel like you guys have been really like heavily focused on one thing. And it's like, and so like all of these other things are like falling apart, and it's felt like a domino effect, and you're starting to understand like why and how the dominoes fell. And I think wanting to really like, I feel like for all of your adamacy for like how something should be, I feel like it's like it was coming from a place of a loyalty to like a promise that you made to yourself. You know, like I promised myself that I would, you know what, I would grow my business to this, or I promised myself that, you know, I would be in a relationship like this. And I promised myself that I would be, you know, like I would own a home like this. And I feel like there are all of these things where you're like, I'm supposed to be doing like this, but like in your like singular focus of how it's supposed to be, you're missing out on the development of the whatever it is that you're trying to develop. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, but that is just to say, like, you're committed to it, right? You're committed to this idea. You're committed to this. And so even though all of these things have broken, I feel like you still have a means of connection. That's allowing you to engage in something more intimately, right? It's kind of like the idea of like those communes where people go and they live, but they all have different skills and they have different things that they do and different things that they bring to the table. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you're operating in a dictatorship, it doesn't allow for growth and development. And I feel like you are understanding how it is that you can affect that with your actions, with your words, with your attitude. And I don't think that's what you intended to do, but it's what happened. And now you're really needing to go for something, I want to say like, it feels receptive. It feels receptive to the idea that there's more than one way. And even the very concept of one way is completely absurd. Okay, Libs, I feel like that was just like a lot, and we are already 8 minutes in. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Libs. The Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Magician, the Devil, and the Five of Wands. Yeah, again, just this like understanding, this illumination of how the need to control, the need, or like an obsession with like an end result, you know, just really doesn't work. I want to say having, you know, somebody really call you on that. And I want to say you really waking up to your magic. That's so funny. I want to say it was like 2 years ago, a Libra read, maybe 3 years ago. There was a Libra read that I did that felt exactly like this one. But it was this idea of like having, I feel like just having somebody who sees like what you're doing and like talks to you about it and is just real with you. I'm feeling really motivated by that. And I want to say having it not really work. But now you're understanding why. Because it's the layers. You got to peel back the layers. Okay, Libs. Ooh, that was loud, sorry. Judgment, the Five of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I love that. It does feel like you're just in uncovering this understanding, you know, and this judgment being passed and I want to say, like, the Five of Swords is like there are battles, you know, there are battles that are kind of chasing you down. And I feel like there's an idea here of really like bringing those into justice and moving forward to your fulfillment. For some of my Libras, I really do want to say, like, you guys are coming into a relationship. I don't know. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. The thread, the kiss, the animal, the queen. I mean, these all feel like very relationship-oriented cards. And so I feel like the idea here is that you are moving into something that's more emotionally fulfilling for you, something that's going to allow you to step out from underneath this need. I feel like it's just like a compulsive need to like control things. People have compulsive behaviors that come out in so many different ways. It's just a thing. But stepping into your power, stepping into your abundance, stepping into your, what, give me something concrete. You know, your magic, what is your magic? Your magic is what lights you up. Your magic is what, like there is a lot to be said for developing our skills, right? Like, you're not going to be good at anything right away, but the magician is the idea of somebody who's practiced in what they're doing, so that it looks as though they've created something from nothing, but that's not the case. You know what I mean? Like magic is years of practice. Magic is understanding how to work with energy. Like, magic is, there's a lot to magic, right? And I know that's like fantasy and whatever, but you know, like, it's not all woo-woo, as Chandelier would say. But anyways, okay, let's do one more card for y'all and we'll call it a read. The Stone. Yeah, because I think that you are anchored in this, like, whatever it is that you've been really determined toward, you're committed to it. You're tied down to it. You know, I mean, the anchor, I mean, the stone and the thread. I mean, there's an idea here that where it is that you're trying to go is something that is very, like, in who you are. Like, it's like, this is who I am. And I gotta stop trying to control everybody else to make them be what I want them to be. I need to just be myself and trust that the people who are aligned with me will be with me, you know? Woo-saw. Okay, Leaves. I hope this resonates with y'all. I'm sorry, I feel like it was a little bit all over the place, but it is what it is. So I will see y'all again soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and all that jazz.